What is going on, guys? Oh my god, dude. I have been waiting for this, I swear to God, for 3 days now, just like chomping at the bit to get to this. So we're going to jump right into this. This is the Mandalorian Season 2 open spoiler finale talk. We're going to be talking all things finale. We're going to be talking all things Mandalorian Season 2 in general, so the whole thing. Hopefully we get a bunch of you guys on here. And of course, we're giving away a Baby Yoda toy. So we're going to be doing that as well. So I want to get as many people in on this as possible. And without further ado, I'm going to bring in my Mando guest for the year, man. This is Jake. What's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome, everybody.
Dude. I can't even hold this in anymore. Luke fucking Skywalker came on to Mandalorian and wrecked shop. Holy shit. I just had to say it out loud because I haven't been able to say it out loud. Like, I haven't been able to talk about this shit. Like, even when I was like, at work or whatever, man, I haven't been able to talk to anybody. So I finally got to fucking say these words out loud, and I'm so goddamn happy. So I know I just totally spoiled the lead, but I don't give a shit because I had to say it, man. So just start with that. Just go, man.
I mean, it was I mean, as soon as I saw that X-Wing, I texted you the day before. I was cruising through Reddit and I accidentally clicked on a spoiler post and something with Luke Skywalker, so I knew right away.
Yeah.
But I mean, he looked the CGI was incredible.
And that's funny you say that, because a lot of people, that's like the one critique a lot of people have is the CGI, which is really funny that you mentioned that. But I agree. I thought it looked fucking great.
I mean, listen, could you tell it wasn't like 100% a real person? Yeah. But I feel like the only time you could tell that was really when he talked. They still haven't gotten down the mouth movements yet.
Yeah, and I think that's what everybody's problem was is the talking,
But okay, other than that, I mean, if you took a picture of just the screen with him on there, you couldn't tell me that wasn't a real person.
Yeah, dude, totally. Yeah, I agree, man. I thought visually it looked, obviously it was Luke, and it looked good. But yeah, I think that the thing that I think a lot of people did have trouble with was kind of the talking and stuff, which I just don't even know if they have it down. Like, for me, like, even Marvel, when they do that, I'm not sure if they quite have that down yet. But, dude, I don't care. I was so happy to see Luke on there, and we're going to get into all that. Let me get through kind of the business stuff really quick, and then we're going to dive into the whole episode beat by beat. So, you guys are tuned into the Movie Idiot channel, and we're doing, again, the open spoiler discussion of the Mandalorian season finale for Mandalorian Season 2. We want you guys to participate. So today, I put up, man, we got a Baby Yoda. I will tell you, it's on order. Unfortunately, I was not able to get it from the store, but I ordered it from Amazon, so it's on the way. So how we're going to give that away is, all you guys got to do is comment. If you comment, you get put on the list immediately. So we're streaming on Twitch, we're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on what the hell is this? Facebook Live. So if you guys comment, I'm going to write your name down on here. If you comment on any of the live streams, your name gets written down once. But if you guys comment via the tip link, streamlabs.com/movieidiot, you're going to be entered twice. So a little incentive for you guys to use the tip link today. So again, we'll be giving that Baby Yoda away at the end of the show if we get people who interact and comment. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to be talking all this stuff, and we're going to go over again this whole episode bit by bit. So I want to thank everybody who's joining us here. And Jake, all right, so I took notes again. I got my little handy dandy notebook here. So we're going to start just from the beginning. It opens up with the scientist is on that ship. The same kind of. Now you could probably tell me what's that ship that Vader flew in all the time? What kind of ship is that?
The Imperial shuttle.
Yes. So the scientist is on the Imperial shuttle with 2 pilots, and Boba Fett's chasing him down on Slave One, and he's firing at him. Sorry, and they're trying to get away from that. And now, I do have like a couple little things about this episode. Like, for instance, how did they know the scientist was on that ship? They don't really explain that, so but whatever. But so they get to the ship, they start shooting at it. The guy's like, well, should we fight? And they're like, no, I don't want to die, so they basically surrender. Boba tells them they're going to be boarded. They get on there. Cara Dune and Mando jump in, and the pilot picks up the scientist, and he's got a gun to his head. The other pilot's like, hey, I'm not really with this guy, and before he even finished his sentence, the other pilot just capped him right in the back of the head, took him out. To which then Cara Dune's got a gun on this guy, and this other pilot starts talking shit to Cara Dune about Alderaan and about how he was on the Death Star and how they were all terrorists and whatnot, and how millions of people died, and he just keeps going and going and going, and finally she just blows his face away with the scientist. The scientist's like freaking out and stuff. So he shoots him right in the face. Oh my god, dude. So dude, that scene was awesome. So right there, first thing out of the gate, lots of action. Your thoughts on that opening scene?
Pretty dark.
Yeah.
A little darker than we're used to, which I liked. You don't see people getting shot in the face in Disney stuff very often.
Very true. Very true. Becca just chimed in, so we got somebody commenting. She says, Death Star, which one? So yeah, that was a cool line.
Yeah, that was a good line.
Yeah, so she's like, which one? So I thought that was good. A little good back and forth between the pilot and Cara Dune before she shoots him right in the face.
Yeah, I like that she got the teardrop tattoo, which denotes that Alderaan.
Yes, and it's funny how they use that kind of I saw somebody else talking about that too. It's kind of like gang members, like when they lose a gang member, they use the teardrop tattoo, so kind of the same thing, I guess. But so all right, so that scene finishes, and then they switch over to the scene where they're going to find Bo-Katan. I thought it funny how Bo-Katan was on a desert planet this time. So, the last time we saw Bo-Katan, they were on a water planet. And then, so they get to they're on a desert planet. They go into a cantina. It's Mando and Boba who go in, and Mando starts explaining, hey, I need your help. And Bo-Katan's basically like, well, not all of us are bounty hunters. Some of us have a higher purpose. In which he says, they have the kid. And she's like, well, who does? And he says, Moff Gideon. In which she replies, well, the kid's lost. And then he says, no, I have Gideon's coordinates. And then Boba Fett chimes in, and they immediately, the whole scene just starts shifting to them going off on Boba Fett, basically saying, you're not a Mandalorian and you're a disgrace to the armor. And he said, well, this is my father's armor. There's some good banter going on. And I love how in the scene, Boba's calling her princess almost as like an insult, like princess, so as Becca chimed in here too, she says great banter right off the bat. Yeah, so agreed. The banter between Boba Fett and Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks' character, which I don't know her name, but either way, the banter was really good. And then obviously then the fight breaks out between Sasha Banks' character and Boba Fett, and they both get some good shots in here. So I'm gonna stop there. Kind of your thoughts on that so far, all the way up to that and through that fight with Sasha Banks' character and Boba Fett.
I thought it was cool. As you always want to see Boba Fett win. I want to see him kick. I wanted to see him kick her ass for like the disrespect, but it was a great fight. I love that. I thought he was gonna whoop her ass, and then like he shoots his grappling hook on her.
Yeah,
and he's like, whoa, and it was a great fight. And then the two flamethrowers at the end, where they were just like,
yeah, that was cool, man. That was really cool. And then right at that point, that's when Bo-Katan chimes in and she said, if we showed half of this backbone, we wouldn't have lost Mandalore, basically. So Becca chimed in again and says, I don't like, quote, princess. I thought it was awesome. I'm sorry, Becca, I gotta disagree. I thought it was the way it just is very princess, just very insulting, I don't know. It just, I laughed. All right, so then Bo-Katan finally agrees to help Gideon, get the kid from Gideon. And then she basically says, look, when we do this, Gideon is mine. So if we confront him, I'm taking him on. So And then that's the end of that scene. So then we get to they're on the ship now, and they're going over the plan of how to take Gideon's ship. And the scientist kind of chimes in, and he starts telling them, hey, like this is, the room that he's going to be in, and this is the bridge, and here's where the, the dark troopers are and whatnot. And, so he starts going over that. And I love Cara Dune's character. She's like, oh, look, an objective opinion. But in reality, the scientist doesn't really like them. He, you kind of saw that even earlier in season 1 when you met him, how like he basically is like any chance he gets. Yeah, no, here's all the shit. Go get him, Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about that? I
don't think, from what I could tell, he just seems like a guy that was hired by the Empire, like, hey, figure this out. So he has no loyalty to them. He's just trying to save his skin.
Yeah. Becca chimed in. She goes, she didn't like the character of Bo-Katan, not the insult of the princess. Really? I like Bo-Katan. I thought it was a very good representation of who she was on Rebels, and on Clone Wars. But if you haven't seen that, then maybe it's possible, like, that wouldn't translate well. But anyway,
I agree with Becca. I don't dislike her, but she doesn't do much for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's just all business. She's just like straight up like, I just want to retake Mandalore. That's her whole.
And I'll get to why in a little bit. We'll talk about more.
All right, we'll get to that. Let's try to get through. Yeah, we're going to get through the whole overview, and then we'll get to all the details. So the scientist also explained that the Dark Troopers are droids, and so there's no human, in there anymore. It's a 3rd generation Dark Trooper, and removing the human element was kind of the last, thing that's going to make them better. So he explained that part. So then, let's see. Okay, so they finish going over the plan, and then it gets to the point where they're actually getting to Moff Gideon's ship. And the whole plan starts off with Boba Fett's chasing in the Imperial cruiser or whatever that ship is, and Bo-Katan's telling him, okay, now you have to make this look good, and he's like, oh, I'll make it look good, princess, and so then he's shooting at him, and he's making it look good, and they're calling kind of a distress signal. They're like, hey, we're under distress, let us in, let us in, let us in. And they're like, well, kind of stay back because we're going to be launching TIE fighters out the tube. So a couple of TIE fighters come out the front of the ship. And then, immediately Bo-Katan just starts heading for the tube. And they're like, no, 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 no. And she's like, nope, we're coming in. And they come in there. And she flies right up the launch tube. And then as soon as she gets in there, I love how Boba Fett immediately then goes from like, oh, I'm running away, to just taking out both of the TIE fighters, and then gone. He's, light speed out. So they get on the ship. Cara Dune, Bo-Katan, Fennec, and Sasha Banks' characters storm in on the ship and start taking people out. The one guy you don't see is Mandalorian. Mando, he doesn't come out yet, but they start heading towards the bridge. Right at that point, the Dark Troopers are activated, and then you see Mando walk off the bridge, and he starts looking for Grogu.
By the way, what an awesome electronic
right
mix to them activating the Dark Troopers.
The scores in Mandalorian have been amazing the entire show, right? But man, this guy outdid him. I forget his name. Ludwig something.
I just saw his name pop up.
Yeah, dude, he has been killing it. And this episode was just a whole nother level. Even the way it started, you could just feel kind of the intensity of the whole episode, man. He crushed it on this. I thought it was great. So Mando goes to look for Grogu, and here's where you get now. I've heard some people talking about this already, and I want to get your take on this. So you get the all-female team who are taking out all the stormtroopers on their way to the bridge. The Dark Troopers launch. Cara Dune, her gun jams and whatnot. But basically, through this whole scene, as Mando's kind of making his way to Grogu, they're making their way to the bridge. But you have the all-female team, and they're just wrecking all these stormtroopers. So most people agree that, it worked and it was all good. But there are some people out there who are like, oh, no, that was forced. They forced the all-female team. I didn't feel like it was forced. I feel like sometimes that is. Like, for instance, Avengers Endgame. They really forced the A-Force shot, which was still a cool shot. But, they really forced that. What did you think? Did you think the female team was forced, or did you think it was a natural?
I have thoughts. Okay, so we have Endgame.
Yeah.
The most forced Captain Marvel with their Karen haircut scene. Then we have, which was horrible. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was.
See, I thought the scene was cool, but it totally was forced.
It was a stupid scene. In my opinion, it was a stupid scene. It was forced. It was patronizing to women. Like, hey, we're tough. Remember that Rosie the Riveter poster?
Yeah.
Then we have the boys fighting the Nazi. The girls fighting the Nazi.
Yep. Yeah.
Which was good.
Yeah. But a little forced. But not quite. But narratively fit.
Narratively fit, because there was no soups on the none of the males were soups.
Yeah.
And then we have this. I feel like this was way better. It was they were all together because they were together. It wasn't because it happened. I don't want to say organically, because obviously it was planned, but that was who was on the team. Boba Fett was teamed up with Fennec. The two Mandalorians happened to be girls. Cara Dune happened to be there. So I think it worked.
Here's why it worked for me. Because of the way this episode ends, you couldn't have Boba there. You couldn't. Right? And then Mando obviously had to go after the child, and there was nobody left. So there you go. That's really that. Now they're
only missing one person, and who was it?
That third Mandalorian.
No.
Oh, who?
Carl Weathers character.
Oh yeah, him.
Quiz?
Yeah, him or oh, you're trying to get me to say his name again. Shit. Oh, God damn it! I forgot it again.
Grief Karga.
Yes. Yes, they were missing him, and then you know who else wasn't on the show was Timothy Oliphant's character. I kind of thought maybe he'd make an appearance in the last episode, but
he doesn't have his armor anymore.
Yeah, so he's useless, I guess. Yeah. I knew Ahsoka wouldn't come back, so I knew that wasn't going to be a thing. But yeah, I thought maybe what's his Cad Bane, I think his name is. Anyway.
No, that's the bounty hunter from Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, damn it.
But I know you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I thought he might come back, but he didn't. But the one thing that was weird was the third Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The guy was just gone, just not there, out to lunch, whatever. He just never made the trip. So, yeah. Let's see. I got a couple more comments here before we move on. Becca said, came for Baby Yoda, stayed for Mando, heart. And then Kelly chimes in, says, I love the EDM style music when the Dark Troopers were on the screen. Yeah, dude, it was so great.
I totally agreed. Some people said it was bad. I was like, that was awesome.
Oh, dude, totally awesome. I thought that was amazing. Just amazing. And keep the comments coming, guys. I love it, man. I love the interaction. And again, that's how you guys win the Baby Yoda today. If you comment on the streams, you get one kind of like chip, so to speak, to win. If you comment via the tip links, streamlabs.com/movie80, you get two. So anyway, all right, we're gonna move on here. So here we go. So Mando goes to look for Grogu. The Dark Troopers officially launch. Then they come out, and then that's where Cara Dune's gun jams, but then she gets it undone. And that was funny. I like that part where her gun jams because she's like swearing. She's like, "Son of a mud scuffer," and I thought that was funny. And then Mando takes on the Dark Trooper. So here's the scene I love. So Mando starts fighting this Dark Trooper. He gets up to the room. One Dark Trooper gets through, and then the door shuts. So he's taking on one Dark Trooper, and you really see how powerful the Dark Troopers are. I still think they look like Rock'em Sock'em robots, but whatever. It's fine. It's still...
Yeah, very Ralph McQuarrie.
Or Real Steel.
Like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought they were cool.
It looked way better in this episode than the other episode they were in.
Much better. I was
way better, yeah.
I was like, oh, God. And then they came out. I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So what I noticed from that kind of scene is Mando is taking a beating, and more specifically, his helmet is taking a beating.
Oh, man. I was like, oh, my God, he's crushing his helmet. And then I realized, it's going into the wall.
Yep.
I thought that was awesome.
Dude, it was so perfect because the Beskar didn't bend at all, but the wall behind him is just crushing. I thought that was great. Great job by them. And then, obviously, then he ends up getting the Beskar spear and shoving it right through the bottom of the trooper's head and kills him. And then turns around and ejects how convenient. That's the other problem I had with this episode. How convenient was it that the airlock was there? You just throw him out the airlock.
Like, we don't really have room for this Dark Trooper. Put him in the airlock.
Yeah. So I thought
it happens to be an airlock.
I thought that was a little too convenient, but again, sometimes you gotta suspend disbelief.
That wasn't an issue for me. I get it though.
Yeah. So and then it goes over to then the I'm just going to call them the female team because it's easier. So female team takes the bridge and Gideon's not there. Okay, so far, you kind of touched on the fight with these Dark Troopers again. So how, like you said, the Dark Trooper pretty, kind of your thoughts on the Dark Troopers' kind of invulnerability and whatnot. Like, what do you think? Was it
I liked
good?
it. I liked that they made them, in the first episode where we saw them when they steal Baby Yoda, I did not like them.
Yeah,
I liked them better this time as seeing them. The only problem I had with the whole thing is they're very robotic, which is good.
Yeah.
But then they fought like when they were fighting, it was a good fight. But if it's a robot, he should have just killed him. He had him. He would have just crushed him to death, right?
Yeah.
He did the "I'm going to throw you across the room" thing, and then pick you up and then throw you. It's like that was the only, and I get why I know why they did it, but it was just that was the only. I'm like, oh, he's throwing him so he can grab his spear.
Yep.
But that was it. Otherwise, I thought they looked cool. They looked way better this time. It was great.
You could definitely tell, like, obviously these aren't just your normal droids, right? So these guys are powered up. They're much stronger, better material, whatnot. Yeah, I thought it was great. I do kind of agree with you. Like, yeah, he's just tossing him around and he's banging his head into the wall, but, like, he doesn't just kill him. Like, they're not programmed to take the helmet off and crush his head or something. Like, but it... Again, that's
nitpicky.
Yeah, the story's got to progress, and your hero can't die, so it's a thing. So, all right. So, let's see here. Oh, Becca wanted to chime in really quick. She said, "Is it one per?" So, Becca, no, it's not one per comment. So, if you've made a comment, your name gets put on the list.
Great. She's done commenting that. She's like, I'm out of
here. No, don't be done. But yeah, no. If you comment, your just name gets put on once, and then obviously if you send in a tip link, then it's 2 times. So, all right. So let's see, where was I? Oh yeah. So Mando then gets to Grogu, and Gideon has the Darksaber on Grogu, and he's got it over his head, and then it's a lot of exposition here. So Gideon starts explaining. Becca just said bye. Just kidding. Gideon starts explaining the Darksaber and what it means to Bo-Katan and why she wants it and how they're freaking out because they got to the bridge and he's not there. And Mando's like, I ain't interested in any of this stuff. I just want the kid. Like, I just want to take the kid and go. And it looks like at this point that Gideon's going to be like, yeah, you know what? Just go ahead. Take the kid. He makes the deal. He's like, take the kid and get out of here. Lets him pick the kid up, and then as soon as he picks the kid up, he starts wailing on him with the Darksaber right in the back of the Beskar, and then you get the big fight. So the big fight scene with the Beskar spear and the Darksaber. So your thoughts on that? Go, man. I want to hear.
I mean, you knew right away when he was like, you could just go. We'll go our separate ways. You're like, obviously he's going to attack him. And sure enough, he hits him right in the back with that spear. I mean, with the Darksaber right into the spear. I thought it was great. I thought it was a cool fight. I thought like the Darksaber was heating up the spear. I thought it was gonna like cut in half or something. It was well choreographed. Moff Gideon looked cool doing it. Yeah. Mando looked cool doing it. I thought it was well choreographed. I thought it was great. I love that when you go big screen, you can see the Baby Yoda right in the corner.
Oh, we'll do it again then. There you go. There's Baby Yoda.
But otherwise, no, I thought it was a great fight. It was cool.
Yeah,
And I thought he was going to kill him, and I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah. Well, I thought so too. I was shocked he didn't. And that was my big bold prediction. I thought he was dead. I thought he was gone. So that didn't happen, and that's okay. So the thing that I loved was what you were talking about with the spear and how it like heated up when the saber was on it. I thought that was insane. I thought that was awesome. So that was really cool. So yeah. And again, like you said, very well choreographed. I was kind of shocked he didn't kill him, but great scene. And the big fight that we kind of wanted. But when it finished, I was like, we still got like half an episode left. What's going on? You know, like, wait a minute. Hold on. Well, little did we know. So Mando takes...
I did call that right away.
Oh, yeah?
As soon as he vented him, I was like, well, they can fly and they're in space, so...
Yeah, that's true. Good point. All right, so he takes Gideon to the bridge after defeating him. Bo-Katan immediately is freaking out as soon as they get on the bridge because, you know, there's the Darksaber and Mando defeated him. And you knew, like, because she was insisting and because the way, you know, Gideon explained the Darksaber, then you start realizing and putting this together that that's why she wanted to take him on. That's why she wanted all of this. And, you know, she's freaking out. And, you know, and Gideon's just loving it because now he's like, well, now you have to fight him. Are you going to kill him right now? Or, you know, you're going to wait or whatever. And so then he's explaining to Mando that she's got to take it in combat and he can't just give it to her. And he's trying to give it to her. And she's like, no. And this, actually, I lied. I had one more problem with this episode. Sabine Wren gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. She didn't take it from her in Rebels. So why all of a sudden is this a big deal? Because Sabine gave that saber over to Bo-Katan. So inconsistency, unless they explain it later. Kind of like the can't take off your helmet thing. I have a feeling they're going to explain this later.
See, that was my problem with Bo-Katan. She's like, ew, you believe in this stupid tradition? You can't take off your helmet? Eh. and then he's like, yeah, I believe in that. And then she's like, here, take the Darksaber. And she's like, no, I have to win it in combat. Like, okay, so he's stupid for not taking off his helmet, but you won't take the Darksaber. Oh, all right.
Yeah, I see that. I do have a theory, though. I have a feeling when Sabine gave him the Darksaber and she took it, it was nobody validated it because she gave it to her instead of her winning it in combat. That's my guess.
Okay.
And that's probably why she's now like, nope, I am not going to take this thing. I have to win it. So that's a total guess, but I have a feeling that's where they're going to go. All right. Actually, here, let me read a couple comments here. We had I'm going to save Savannah's comment for later. Becca said, Baby Yoda. And then Becca says, and there's a stupid tradition she believes in. Yeah, so Becca pretty much agrees with you, saying, you know, it's a dumb tradition. So, and then she says, I still don't like her. Oh, my God. So then, let's see. And then there we go. So right after that happens, that's when the Dark Troopers return and they start making their way to the bridge. So the Dark Troopers start invading. They fly in. So like you said, they're droids, so, you know, they're not going to die out in space, so they can just fly right back in, and they have jetpacks, so they fly in, and they're starting to make their way to the door. They make their way all the way through the ship, line the whole ship, and then you got the two start pounding on the thing. They close the blast doors. They're pounding on the blast doors. Moff Gideon is, ha, 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 I'm going to win. All of you are going to die. And then, one lone X-Wing, the pilot won't respond, and to the hail, the hooded figure boards the thing. The troopers stop what they're doing. The Jedi starts taking out all the troopers. You definitely know it's a Jedi because he's got a lightsaber. I love how they do this scene because they show it all on the monitors, you know, instead of showing him like in person right away. It's all on the monitors at first. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to stop right there before we get to all the clues, because at this point you still haven't seen the color of the lightsaber. You still haven't seen anything else. So what was your thoughts when you just first saw a Jedi board the ship?
I mean, I knew when he was like, he walks up to the monitor like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, because I was like, that's the Jedi he called.
Yeah.
Called.
Yeah. So did you, at this point, did you think what happened what was it, or did you?
Well, unfortunately, I had it.
Oh yeah, you knew. That's right. Yeah,
so I knew exactly. I was like,
I forgot you had it spoiled for you.
I was like, it's either going to be Ahsoka or it's going to be Luke, and then I was like, oh.
So here's kind of my.
The X-wing.
So my progression was, I saw the lone X-wing. I'm like, could it be Luke? I'm like, there's no way it's Luke, right? It's not Luke, but it could be single X-wing. That would make sense. And then he gets there. And then you start seeing some of the other stuff. So then all of a sudden you see the green lightsaber. I'm like, oh, man, this might actually be Luke. And then they show the black glove. I'm like, fuck, that's got to be Luke Skywalker. Holy shit, And the troopers are no match for him. He's just wrecking them, And I love, there's so many homages in this whole scene. Things like blocking the blaster behind his back, which is a straight up homage to Anakin. It just, there's so many things. And then while this is all going on, all of a sudden Gideon grabs that gun and tries to kill Bo-Katan.
Where did that gun come from?
So it was laying on the ground from the guys they killed on the bridge.
Oh,
and then
okay.
when he got shoved down by Cara Dune, you notice he covers up the gun with his cape.
Okay.
So yeah. So he tries to shoot Bo-Katan, which, by the way, a lot of people were a little confused on this. No, Bo-Katan did not die in that scene. She's wearing Beskar. So it
looked like she took like a couple shots to like other. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, she did take a couple of shots, but she's wearing not pure Beskar like Mando has, but still. So she didn't die. And then Gideon turns to try and shoot Grogu, and that's where Mando dives down and blocks the blaster fire on that one. So and then we get to the best homage and the best scene, the hallway scene. You have 10 dark troopers lined up in the hallway. Luke comes up the elevator, door opens, and again, you still don't know it's Luke at this point because it's, they haven't revealed that yet. And he's standing there and oh my God, I can't even put it into words. I was just like, watch this. He's just totally ripping him apart. And the best part is when he gets to the last one, he just crushes him like a tin can. Oh my God, dude. So your thoughts at that point, what were you going through at that point?
I mean, I loved it. You know me, I'm a fan of getting to see Jedi doing Jedi things, but not like that corny stuff that we've gotten in like the prequels.
Yeah.
This was actual like fighting. It's like Darth Vader hallway scene. Now we have Luke Skywalker hallway scene. Yep,
like father, like son, right? And,
there you go,
dude. And there's no way that was an accident. They had to have done that on purpose. And I loved every second of it. I was like, oh my God, dude, that's so amazing. And especially again when he crushed him like a tin can, I was like, hell yes, dude. Oh, so good. All right, so. Then you see Grogu, and he's doing the monitor thing still, and he's holding the monitor there, and all of a sudden he turns from the monitor to the door and starts reaching for the door. Mando is like, open the door, and Fennec's like, what are you, crazy? Not letting that guy in, And then, of course, he runs over, and, he opens the door, Mando opens the door, and there it is. Jedi enters, and he takes off the hood, and it's Luke fucking Skywalker. And my inner 8-year-old lost his shit. It's just like, fuck! Are you kidding me? It was such a great scene. And then, like you said, just the CGI and it looks so good. And I was so happy, man. And it's such an awesome scene, such a great homage. As I got like fire trucks rolling by right now. Dude, I loved it, man. I loved that scene. And I know you touched on it already, but just, one more time, go, like, just your thoughts as you're going through that scene. What were you thinking?
I mean, we grew up with this stuff. So, I mean, hearing the Star Wars, the original Star Wars theme playing in the background, you get Luke Skywalker back in his prime, not old Luke or, like, naive Luke. This is what the Star Wars novels, the expanded universe is, like, all based on, is traveling, like the adventures of Luke Skywalker, basically.
Yeah.
So it was incredible. I was super surprised they went there. I didn't think they were going to be brave enough, quite honestly, to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I read a couple of things where like, oh, great, now the Skywalker saga is back in play. And I'm like, this is not at all. Not at all. I don't think he's going to be he's not going to be a recurring character. It doesn't make sense to do that.
Yeah.
We know he set up a Jedi school.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, these things all happened. I say that like it's real, but
yeah.
So, it fits the story perfectly.
Yeah.
Who knows what, and we'll talk about it more, but who knows what they're going to do? They might do a time jump where, things change. I don't know what they're going to do. I truly, and we'll talk about that because we already texted about it, but
yeah.
So I thought it was awesome. I truly, like I said, I'm like getting misty when I watched it. I was like,
dude, yes. Everything you just said, yes. And I am like, I want to kind of close out the everything, but yes, I felt exactly the same way you did, man. And I'm gonna quick go through the rest of this because I want to like get into all this. All right, so a couple of comments really quick too. Becca said she literally began screaming when she saw the X-wing losing her shit and when the color of the lightsaber was shown. And then Savannah said she loved baby Yoda. I almost said yoga. And Becca said she loved the part how he trusted Grogu in the most beautiful way for opening the door. She said she cried. She's like, it is real. Yeah, so and that's a good point too that she just made, how like, Mando trusted Grogu. Grogu's reaching for the door and he runs over there and just like open the door, and he knew exactly what to do. So that's a good point there. So all right, so let's see here. Sorry, I gotta find my... So yeah, so Luke calls for Grogu. Grogu, kind of is hesitant, and then, Mando's like, well, he doesn't want to go with you, and Luke says, well, he wants your permission. So then, Mando picks up Grogu, and he kind of says his goodbye, and he's like, you need to go with him, and here's your emotional part here. So... And as he's holding him, Grogu kind of does the whole face thing on the mask. So then Mando takes off the mask, and you have your kind of emotional goodbye with Mando and Grogu, and they have that minute, and then Mando sets Grogu down, and Grogu doesn't move right away, and then here's the second surprise. And this is where, because you text me and told me how Luke was your surprise, so I'm like not saying a goddamn word. The big second surprise is R2 rolls in. So R2-D2 fucking rolls in, and Grogu and R2-D2 start kind of communicating, I'm guessing, because I don't really know, but it seemed like they were. So your thoughts then when you see R2 rolling in, man?
I honestly, and again, I expected it.
Yeah.
Well, because they travel together, so like from the books, I knew that they were always together.
Yeah.
So when I saw, and he never flew the X-wing without, I mean, not never, but R2's always in the X-wing with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly, I fully expected that. That was not a surprise to me.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he was there. Who doesn't like R2-D2? So I was like, awesome. But yeah, I fully expected that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right, cool. So, I mean, I was flipping out, and I should have expected it, but I think I was still too, like, freaking out over Luke.
Yeah, no, if I hadn't seen that, and it's my own fault, if I hadn't seen that spoiler, I would have definitely been more like,
dude,
whoa.
I'm so disappointed that you got spoiled on that, man.
I know, that is so not like me. I accidentally clicked on it.
I try to stay off of everything when it comes down, like, because, dude, like, Endgame almost got spoiled for me, like, because of that, like, it's so hard, man, to stay away from that shit, man, and I just felt like as soon as you said it got spoiled, I was like, fuck, because, but I was still freaking out because, like I said, I was freaking out over Luke. Then R2 rolls in, and I'm just like, holy shit, it's crazy. And I loved it, every second of it. So then finally Luke picks up Grogu. Luke says, may the Force be with you, of course. That, that had to happen. And then he takes Grogu, and then we fade to black. Or so we thought. All of a sudden, and I want to kick this over to you because I think you're going to do a better job. So all of a sudden, end of the credits, if you watch to the end of the credits, which nobody ever does. I do sometimes, but I had somebody tell me, dude, watch to the end of the credits. I'm like, okay. End of the credits open up. You see Jabba's palace. you see Fennec walk into Jabba's palace and start taking out the
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah. Well, yes, he's
people.
on Jabba's. Yeah, but the what are they called? The green guys. They look like little
Gamorreans.
pigs. Yeah, there we go, Gamorreans. So starts taking out the Gamorreans, and then she clears the room. Boba comes down and shoots Bib Fortuna right in the chest. And I love how Bib Fortuna was fat, like Jabba. So,
Yeah.
So he gained all his weight, shoots him in the chest, throws him off the throne, and sits down, and that's where you get the Book of Boba Fett. Your thoughts, man, when you saw that?
That was the part that I was like, whoa. I mean, he must have, he harbors some resentment, I guess.
Yeah.
So he went back there. I don't know, but I mean, I honestly thought, you know what I was hoping was going to happen? I thought Bib Fortuna was going to open up the grates and let him fall down to the starts with an R. I can't think of it. Whatever.
Rancor. Yeah.
Yeah, and him fly back up on his jetpack or something.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to throw Bib Fortuna down to the Rancor, but it didn't happen. But I mean, I was like, he shot him. Okay, I wonder why. And then he sits down on the throne. I'm like, oh,
dude.
So now he's kind of in charge of the.
He's a crime lord. He's a fucking crime lord now, right?
Yeah, I don't know,
because that's what Jabba was. He was.
He was. There's a huge. That's like a huge gang.
Man,
that's what I mean. I don't know. It opens up a lot of possibilities now.
Oh, jeez. I don't know, man. I'm assuming he's a crime lord. I think now he is a crime lord.
I hope so.
But I will say this: the thing you sent me, I think makes sense. With the way this ended and the way they did this, it would make sense that Din's story's done. That we're done with that. Him and Grogu, it's done. And this could possibly be, the Book of Boba Fett could be season 3 of The Mandalorian. And, you were talking about with that article, because they have chapters. Every episode is a chapter, and chapters are in books. I mean, it seems to make sense to me. I really like that theory. Go ahead, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well, no, what's funny is because I came to the same conclusion before that article, because Lily, I was watching it with Lily, my daughter. She's 7, and she says, well, which one is the Mandalorian? And I'm like, well, they're all Mandalorians. And she's like, well, no, which one? I was like, well, he's the Mandalorian that they're talking about. So I'm like, the title isn't Boba Fett's a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Din Djarin is a Mandalorian. Bo-Katan is a Mandalorian. So I think that is actually what's going to happen.
And Mandalorian season 3 was supposed to come out December of 2021.
Right. So now they're not going to have 2 seasons of. They're not going to do the Mandalorian and then the Book of Boba Fett at the same time.
I wouldn't think so.
Unless
Mando ends right before Book of Boba starts. That's a possibility, because I think it's supposed to be the end of December.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. I think we might have seen the last of.
And what a way to go out! If they do it, fuck yeah! I mean, this was perfect. They closed up the story. I don't see an issue with that. Yeah, I think so. I mean, and what happened to Baby Yoda? I don't know. I mean, do we think that he got killed by your guy?
By Kylo?
By Kylo?
I don't know.
Yeah, I actually find here. Let me put you up on the big screen. I love it how we have Baby Yoda here and Kylo is looming.
Yeah, we got Baby Yoda, Boba, Kylo.
Kylo's looming behind him. Oh man. I don't know if they're gonna go there, but dude. All right. So I want to get to something that you were talking about. Now that we got through all the thing. Because you were talking about the whole Skywalker thing and how people are like, oh, well, no, this is starting the Skywalker saga and they can't get away from the Skywalkers. This, in my opinion, was the only and best way they should have ended this. It had to be Luke. He's the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy right now, in that point. There's no reason why it wouldn't have been him. It made the most logical narrative sense. for what was going on at that point. And so then and granted, like you said, I didn't know if they'd have the balls to do it either. And would Mark Hamill do it? And there's a lot of questions with that, but dude, they did it, and it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing for the story. It narratively fit better than anything else, better than having Ezra come, or better than trying to shoehorn Ahsoka Tano in there again, or creating a new Jedi. I mean, that would have kind of been cool, but like, it had to be Luke, right? Like, that's the way I felt. Like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, this all makes perfect sense. So that was kind of my thoughts. I thought narratively it was the most logical choice. Would you agree with that?
I agree 100%. I loved it.
Yeah. And all the people who are like, oh, they can't get away from the Skywalkers. Look, I get it because of what happened with the sequel trilogy and whatnot and how people are jaded about that. But this isn't that. I really do think, especially Favreau, I think he thinks this shit through. And just narratively, this is the way, right? This was the way.
Yeah, he's not going to... One, it's too expensive to keep him as a character because it's limited in what he can do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was fighting because he had his hood on. You couldn't see his face. So somebody.
Yeah.
They're not going to have him as a... I mean, that would eat up their budget so much.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it costs a shit ton of money to do that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm not worried about him, like, it's not going to become a character. I think it's just saying, like, there is a Jedi. I truly don't think they're going to focus on that.
Yeah.
We know he sets up a Jedi school, and that's where he takes him. So it's like... But that further plays into I think that's the end of Din Djarin's story. I think it's over.
I agree with you. Here's the other thing. I think if they do bring Din back, I think Din's gonna go with Bo-Katan, and then you're gonna have the retaking of Mandalore. In which case, you still won't have Luke, and you still won't have Grogu.
It'll be Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ahsoka.
Which, again, so then, like, because, like, right now, I'd saved some comments here. So, like, a lot of the comments I have on here are just simply, like, Becca saying, heart Baby Yoda. Savannah says, I love Baby Yoda. Like, so here's the question. If they move away from Baby Yoda...
Baby Yoda's gone.
If Grogu's gone, have they really screwed themselves a little bit marketing-wise and whatnot?
All right, so Becca and Savannah, how much Baby Yoda stuff have you bought?
Well, there you go. Becca and Savannah, if you guys are still watching, chime in on that. How much Baby Yoda stuff have you bought? Is Baby Yoda the reason you were watching this or not? That's a great question. It'll take a minute because it's on a delay.
Yeah, no, because I bought a Mandalorian helmet.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy any. I mean, this is Lily's. This is not mine.
Yeah. Well, here, I'll bring that back up again. So that, yeah. Yep, there it is.
It's not mine. This is hers. But I'm saying, so it's like, I think they took the character. What do you get? I mean, it's 50 years old now.
Yeah.
How many more years before? I mean, it's cute, yes, but you can't develop the character.
Well, exactly, because you know how it ends. He disappears. Well, even if you don't know, he disappears. He's gone. Like, he wasn't in the sequel trilogy, so where'd he go? You know, either he died by Kylo or something else happened, and he's gone. He's off the map. So I agree with you. I think that shows the balls of Jon Favreau, in my opinion. I think that's him. That's him going, no, I don't care how popular this character is. We have a plan and a story, and we're not going to just abandon it because we can sell 15 billion plushie dolls, By the way, we're still giving a Baby Yoda doll away at the end of the show. So make sure you guys comment if you comment. Again, regular comments get 1 entry, and then tip comments get 2. Streamlabs.com/movieidiot if you want to enter on that. Anyway, so yeah, I was really impressed by that. And even if they have Din, go with Bo-Katan, and they do the multiple, shows like that, or if that's the end of Din's story and the Boba Fett, show is the way we're going after here, there's no room for Grogu. And if it is, it's cameo only, right? Like, he'll see him for
I truly think it's over.
Yeah, and that's I'm not gonna lie. I think they're gonna take a little hit on that. There are some people who literally watch the show for Baby Yoda. I firmly believe that's a thing.
I think they'll still watch it.
Maybe. It's
I'll
possible.
take the Baby Yoda doll that they win from us.
All right, I have another thing because Savannah had commented earlier. I want to get back to that comment because it was a good one. Hold on one second here. She goes, "What was your favorite part of the second season?" So, Jake, your favorite part of season 2 of Mandalorian?
Oh, this last episode. I mean, Luke Skywalker coming back in, and
yeah,
I mean, the fight with the Mandalorians fight with the Dark Trooper.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was this was an incredible episode of Star Wars brought to the small screen.
Yeah, I gotta agree, dude. I'm right there with you. Yep. I mean, there's no, and it's not even a contest. Like, dude, all the episodes are really good. Well, most. I shouldn't say all. Most of the episodes are really good, but this episode just took it to a whole nother level. And like I don't know if you keep seeing the memes. I keep seeing the memes where it's like literally 2 kids playing with their Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
And the caption is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni playing, Mandalorian. And it is what every 50-year-old, and under wanted to see out of this, right? Like it is a dream come true, man. Like just seeing Luke in full prime Jedi, like as powerful as he is going to possibly be, I almost cried, dude. Like, I'm just going to say it, man. I almost fucking cried as a grown-ass man because Return of the Jedi is my favorite movie. That was the first movie I ever saw. I'll never forget seeing Luke, rolling up into Jabba's palace and just, basically dictating what the hell is going to happen and then making that happen, and it was just unbelievable. And then to see this, let me ask you something. Bold question. Is this scene even better than the Jabba scene in Return of the Jedi?
Oh yeah, I'm not a huge Return of the Jedi guy.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I even though I am it, I understand that Return of the Jedi is not the better movie, but like for me it was the first one for me, so I have just kind of a special, place for that, right? But no question, this scene was better. This scene was so much better. This is the best iteration of Luke Skywalker we've ever seen on screen, in my opinion.
Yeah, because we never saw him we always saw him, my dad is better, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm scared.
He was a bitch. He was a little whiny bitch.
I mean, he was still completing the hero's journey.
Yeah.
This is him after completing the hero's journey to free wheeling Luke Skywalker at the height of his power. So,
dude, yeah.
And we never got to see that.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the best iteration of Luke we've ever seen. It was awesome, and I'm so yeah, I would to kind of answer Savannah's question. Yeah, this episode for me. And then my question for you then is season 1 or season 2, man? Which is
season 2? Not even a contest.
Yeah. I agree. Yep, season 2, not even a contest. Because there were a couple of episodes on season 1 where I was like, ugh. And I think there was maybe just one that I kind of didn't like.
The only one I didn't like was the Boba Fett episode, which is a huge surprise to me. But it was still okay.
Yeah.
That was the only episode I was like,
Yeah, and I honestly do think that was probably the weakest episode of the season as well. But still, I still thought it was pretty good. I think I liked it a little more than you, but I still think it was the weakest episode of the season. Whereas last season, I had one that I did not like, which was the Tatooine episode, which I do feel a little bit better about now. After like everything that happened in season 2, I feel like it ties into it a little bit better. But I still think it's by far the weakest episode of The Mandalorian. And then the other one was the prison break episode, which now that we had the episode with Bill Burr last week, I feel like that one even has a little bit more to it.
No, you know my thoughts on that. That was the...
Well, I know, yeah. You hate the Twillick thing.
Oh, God, that was one of the most... I will never watch that episode again. I've skipped over that one. So much...
Yeah,
how much I got with that episode.
Yeah, I still don't think it's the worst, but it's pretty bad. All right, so closing remarks, dude. Like
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great. I mean, and I'm going to say this. What a great series finale, if it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know not the series as we call The Mandalorian, but a series as if it's a series wrap for Din Djarin.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's really awesome, dude. I agree. Also, 10 out of 10, totally awesome. If it is the series finale, awesome. If they do decide to go down the road where he joins Bo-Katan for the taking of Mandalore, I think that'd be cool as hell. If they decide this is it, then this is it. I really do agree with you. I think it's the end of Grogu. I think it's the end of the Baby Yoda saga.
It's impressive because honestly, I was thinking about it when I saw that, and I was like, I forget. I'm Pablo Pascal as this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see, I think as most humans, we want to see like what happens to him.
Yeah.
Like does he go back to that planet and live with that lady and give her smooches, or does
I forgot about that.
Yeah, does he pop off his helmet now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe he goes and makes a kid of his own. Yeah.
So, but that we crave that as like what happens to the characters that we care about. So, I mean, if this is it for him, it's like, whoa, that's crazy. That's ballsy.
Yeah, I agree, man. If they call it and then Boba Fett kind of takes over the mantle. Yeah, ballsy. And again, I still think it's ballsy that there's a very good chance it's going to be end of Grogu too. I think that's ballsy too. Like, you could have easily stuck with that trope to make money. And,
you could squeeze 5 seasons out of that easily.
Yeah, and I thought it was very impressive the way they've ended it. And look, if they still find a way to bring Grogu back, as long as they do it narratively, whatever. But like, I just was very impressed with how they did all of this, and I'm very impressed. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see where they go with some of the other shows, because you're getting the Ahsoka series now, and that's a limited series. The Boba series is a limited series, so that's one thing that we do know for sure as well.
Yeah, but there's a lot of that happens a lot now, where they're like, it's a limited series until it does well.
True, but
and then all of a sudden it's a series.
I think we just saw. I mean, if we're sticking to this, what we just saw, they have shown that they can make a plan and stick to the plan. So I feel like if it's going to be a limited series, they're going to keep it that way. Because if they weren't,
I didn't know that it was a limited series. I didn't know that
it is a limited series.
So then let's put a little caveat on what I've been saying is it might not be over then.
Well, it still could, or maybe they'll just skip a season of Mandalorian. Like
that's what I think they're going to do. That is, I mean, if they haven't ended it, it's going to be Boba Fett next year, and then Mandalorian the year after.
All right, is that your bold prediction? Do you want to go with that? Bold prediction.
That's my bold prediction. Is we're going to take a year off from the Mandalorian.
Okay.
And we're going to do Boba Fett.
All right.
Because they're I can. That's not even a bold prediction. They're not going to do both in the same year.
All right, I'm gonna defer. I'm gonna go the other route. Bold prediction, since we're doing bold prediction, I'm gonna go the other way. I think we see the siege of Mandalore, the retaking of Mandalore, and that ends basically at the same time that this one ended this year, and immediately the next week they pick up with Boba Fett. I think you just get Mandalore running right into the Book of Boba Fett. So.
I hope that's correct.
Me too. But I can totally see it going your way as well. So, that's my bold prediction as well. All right, let's see if I got no more comments on here. It looks like Becca just said she hates it when things get spoiled. Endgame was spoiled for her as well. And then she loves the thought of the Book of Boba Fett. Just Book of Boba Fett, heart. So, all right, let me... I'm going to jump on Facebook really quick and see if we have some comments on there. Because I know sometimes we get comments on our regular pages instead of the thing. So I want to make sure nobody's commenting on that. Nothing here. All right. We'll look at yours as well to make sure that... Because I want to make sure I get everybody's comments if they put any in. So... nope, doesn't look like there's anything on yours as well. So And then I'm in the event, and I don't see anything on the event. So, yeah, I think we're good, man. So, that's going to do it, man, for season 2, Mandalorian, dude. It's been a great run, man, and awesome time having you on the show, dude. And
I love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, dude. And obviously, when the next Star Wars show picks up, we're gonna have you on again, and maybe some other times too. We'll figure it all out. But it's been a blast, dude. Appreciate you being on, man.
Thank you. Have a nice night. Or good day, I should say.
All right, man. Take it easy. We'll see you later. All right, so guys. As Becca says, "Yay, Mando!" exclamation point. So that brings us to our Baby Yoda giveaway. So I'm gonna be giving away the Baby Yoda, and I mean, I don't even think this is a competition at this point because Becca, it's you. So Becca, you win the Baby Yoda. So obviously, we'll get your information on that. I will tell you, it's on order, so it is not arrived yet. So as soon as I get it, I'll make sure I get that out to you. So we'll make sure we get your information so we can get that over to you. But you win the Baby Yoda. And this is not some bullshit Baby Yoda. This is a legit, awesome, animatronic, really cool ass Baby Yoda. So this is not some little thing that we just gave away. So thank you again for watching and commenting. And I want to thank all of you guys for watching during the season. It's been an awesome, awesome season of Mandalorian. I cannot wait until the next Star Wars show. I just want to let you guys know, too, a couple of, house cleaning things before we go. Make sure, of course, that you subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Every like, subscription, share that you guys do, whether it be on Facebook, Twitch, whatever, follow, whatever it is. Make sure you do all that. All that stuff helps build this channel, and we want to build and get more people commenting and, part of this community and everything. So please make sure you guys do that. Also, January 15th is when WandaVision begins, and we're going to have WandaVision spoiler discussions every single week when that happens. I will have a guest. It may even be Jake, but I'm going to see. So I will have some guests with me for that as well. So we'll be doing the same thing for WandaVision when that starts. So January 15th is the first episode of WandaVision. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And I'm going to get out of here. You'll see me next week, of course, at the normal time for the Movie Idiot Show, Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Right here again on Facebook, on YouTube, and, of course, on Twitch as well. We'll be streaming on all 3 platforms, as always. Again, I want to thank Becca, Kelly, Savannah, all for commenting. You guys have been awesome. Really appreciate it, guys. You guys have been amazing. And I'm going to get out of here, man. I hope you all have a great, great week. And, by the way, it's a big fantasy football Sunday, so I hope you all got your fantasy teams rolled and ready to roll. So, and I know I do. I'm in a big playoff matchup this week, so I can't wait for that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to take off. Thank you all again for watching, and I will catch you all this coming Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time right here on the Movie Idiot channel. So I'll catch you all later. Peace.